yung impeachment complaint ni PBBM, which was
Yes.
junked at the committee level. Now, ano po ang basa nyo dito? What does this tell you about the current alignment of the two political, well, you have the Duterte faction, you have the PBBM faction. So what does this tell you?
Well, it was expected, no? The fact that the first impeachment case filed against the president was obviously a weak one. It's a common playbook, no? It was already used by past presidents, for example, Gloria Macapagal-Arroyo in the past to inoculate
Yes.
the incumbent, no? So alam naman natin na gano'n ang mangyayari, no? So hindi na obvious yun. Ang medyo kakaiba dito is hinayaan nila na i-introduce at dineliberate nila sa Justice Committee, no? But it's already a foregone conclusion that they will junk the impeachment charges against the president. Ang dapat tutukan, because of course we know this is all part of the logic of the next electoral cycle in 2028. And this first quarter of this year is very critical in order for us to determine whether the palace, no, the executive, will be able to regain the political narrative, or it will end up for the remainder of its term as a lame duck presidency.
It's a good thing you mentioned about yung regaining the narrative, no, or the lame duck
Yes.
stage. It's because what was talked about that could resurrect the pagka-lame duck ng president is having a possible front runner in the presidential race, and talks about the middle ground, the pinks and the yellows were talked about. But if you looked at Laila de Lima, Congressman de Lima's stance yesterday on the second complaint, along with, of course, Congressman Jokno, I don't know what they were playing with. Parang hindi ko mabasa yun, Prof. Ano tingin nyo doon?
Well, it's really it's really a tricky, very strategic. Sometimes it is a mind game, no? Because obviously the key to 2028 is if they succeed in impeaching the current frontrunner, who is, of course, the vice president, no? And they failed last year, so now they're going to make a go for it again. So at the same time, no, we have now three distinct political factions, no, and this is a result of our midterm elections. And as the result of the midterm elections have revealed, no, the two dominant political factions, the Marcos forces, the Marcos loyalists, and the Duterte supporters, are of course the main contenders. Now the swing votes, no. And this is where the administration is trying to court, no, the support. Itong sinasabi nating liberal progressive forces, or the undecided voters also, no, which constitute more than half of the population. So at this point, medyo lamang ang supporters ni Vice President as shown by the surveys, but at the same time, hindi naman sila totally majority because a large part of the population are still undecided.
That's right,
So
that's
ito yung kinokort ngayon ng administration. And of course, this feeds into the current situation in which even the administration, Malacanang, is open to pushing for reform policies. And this gives us a critical window of opportunity, at least for civil society, academics, and those who are interested in pushing for reforms, to really go out and make sure that this administration will make true to its promise of implementing these reforms. Isa sa mga reforms nito ay yung gusto ko sanang talakayin sa inyo, itong anti-political dynasty law.